Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel and thank you so much for tuning in. In today's video, we'll be talking about all things self-care. Oh yes, so I'll be sharing with you some tips and practical activities that you can incorporate in your daily life in order to take care of yourself. But before we go there, we first have to define what self-care is and why it's important. Is it really important for us to take care of ourselves? You'll soon find out, so please don't go anywhere. Let's start with the definition of self-care. It's basically what you do to take care of your mind, body, and spirit. Oh yeah, being deliberate about taking care of yourself, taking care of your well-being through doing activities that will help you to restore you and also give you energy. Why is it important for us to take care of ourselves? I mean, the definition itself already tells us the importance, but there are more benefits to self-care, and one of them is helping us with relaxation, helping us to relieve stress, to revitalize us, rejuvenate us, boost our confidence, improve our mood, the list goes on and on. And one other thing actually is to increase your productivity levels. In as much as we know this, it's not always easy to put it into practice. Why is that the case? And as I was thinking about this, I was like, you know what, maybe it has to do with the fact that there's this mentality of saying, if you take care of yourself, if you put time aside and you dedicate it for yourself, that is a sign of selfishness. Have you ever heard that? I'm sure you have. And as a result, you end up feeling guilty and feeling bad for taking care of yourself. And you find yourself overworking, you find yourself overgiving and being overwhelmed, being empty, being tired, overexhaustion. You know what I mean? And then when you get there, that's when you actually realize, oh my goodness, I need time. I just need time to breathe. But you really have to get to that point first before we do something. Before we become intentional about filling our cup, making sure that our cup is full before we can actually give, before we can actually stretch out our hands and help and work and do all these activities that we have to do. No, it's not, it doesn't have to be that way. We don't always have to, we don't actually have to burn out first before we can actually do what needs to be done. You know what I mean? So it's very important for us to be intentional about it. Otherwise, we'll end up suffering from burnout, anxiety, increased levels of stress, and it can also affect your relationships as well. When you are not your best, there is no way you will give your best to other people. It doesn't work like that. But if you have, if you are recharged and you're all positive and fired up, listen, you'll be like a light in other people's lives. You will be your best, you'll do your best, and you'll also have a better way of dealing with life stresses. So I hope these reasons really show you the importance or the significance of why we should actually take care of ourselves. Now that we are clear on the why, let's move on the what. And that is, what is it that we can do to actually practice this thing? Because again, it's important. So what can you do? What can you do? So the initial plan was for me to just share with you a list of things that you can do to care for yourselves. But then I came across this interesting article that summarized self-care practices into different categories. And I was like, oh, this is very interesting. So there are 5 areas. You have you have physical self-care, you have social self-care, mental self-care, emotional self-care, and spiritual self-care. And there are different activities that you can do to ensure that all these 5 areas are well taken care of. And I was like, alright, this is so cool. So I'm going to share activities that you can do under each category. Not only that, but also what I personally do. Before I talk about these different areas, I just want to quickly say that we should remember that we are unique, we are different, and therefore what works for someone else might not necessarily work for me, and vice versa, right? Different things work for different people, and therefore you need to customize your self-care plan based on your needs. Like I said, it might work for me, but it might not necessarily work for you. Just try things out and see what works for you and stick to it. Cool. So now let's talk about the 5 areas of self-care. So let's start with the first one, and that is physical self-care. We all know that there's a strong connection between the mind and the body, and therefore taking care of your body can help you to think and feel better. There are a number of activities that you can do to care for your body, and one of them is movement, moving, exercising. And this is very broad. I mean, exercising can include walking, taking a walk every day, running, going to the gym, doing indoor exercises, and can also mean dancing. It's a form of exercise as well. I think the main point is just to make sure that you move your body, increase your blood circulation, and of course make sure that you take advantage of those chemicals, the feel-good chemicals that are produced by our bodies. So if you can, why not do it? And it doesn't necessarily have to be a 30 minutes or 1 hour long kind of activity. 10 minutes is enough, 15 minutes is enough, as long as you move. And the second one is getting enough sleep. Sleep is very important. It's important for your productivity levels, your energy levels. So if you deprive yourself of sleep, your entire day will be affected. Your energy levels will be down, your productivity levels as well, your interactions with other people. So you really want to get enough sleep so that you wake up feeling all energized and lively, and you know what I mean? Oh yeah. One other activity that can be done under this category is taking a hot bath, a hot shower after a long day. The soothing effect, goodness me, the massaging effect that you get when that water touches your body. Beautiful. So you can do that. I know other people also do massages on a regular basis in order to get rid of tensions around the body, clots, you know what I mean? So if that's you, do it. And for some people, their self-care practices under this category might mean dressing up. Not feeling well, you feel low, you feel down, you dress up, looking all cute, and then it helps you to boost your confidence and uplift your mood as well. For other people, this can mean taking naps in the afternoon. You know those power naps? Oh yeah. So there's quite a number of activities that you can do to care for your body. So please make sure that you incorporate them in your daily life. Now moving on to the second one, and that is social self-care. As human beings, we are wired to connect. close connections are important for our well-being, and it's very important for us to make time for our loved ones, make time for our families and friends. This is very important. It's actually one of my goals for this year, to just be more intentional, more present, more loving, supportive, and caring, and yeah, just have a meaningful relationship with your people. It's important for one's well-being, and if we neglect those that we love, if we fail to make time for the people that we love, sooner or later it will haunt us. It will really, really take a toll on us, and it's not a nice feeling. So we really want to also be intentional about our relationships and make time to chat to our people, video calls, hello, how are you, meetups, going out, whatever works for you, whatever that works for you, go for it. Number 3, mental self-care. This one has to do with the way we think and what we consume. It involves things that keep your mind sharp, curious, and continuously learning. For example, reading books and listening to podcasts. These are my personal favorites because they just help to inspire me, to boost my confidence, and also elevate my mood and uplift my spirit. You know what I mean? So I really enjoy consuming content that is full of inspiration. And then another one can be listening to music, singing as well. So it's basically doing anything that will fill your mind and encourage good and healthy thoughts. And number 4, spiritual self-care. This one is important for nurturing your spirit and nourishing your soul. It's about seeking a meaningful connection with something bigger than yourself. And for me, it's God. Yeah, a relationship with God is something that is very important for me. And sometimes life happens and you find yourself not being in close connection with God, and it really affects you. It ripples into other areas of life, and you find nothing makes sense. So for me, it's very important to make sure that this area is well taken care of. And I know that it results in positive emotions such as contentment, gratitude, and just being at peace. And what do? Spending time in prayer, praying, and just pouring out my heart to God without any fear of judgment. I cry sometimes if I have to and say, hey God, you know what's going on, and it's so liberating. There's just something so beautiful about being vulnerable and not even feeling guilty about it. Just opening up and being vulnerable. It gives you so much liberation, and it gives you feelings of peace and contentment. So I know that when I do that, I'm a happy person. Yeah, so prayer, spending time reading God's word, and I know for others it's meditation, taking time to just be still and allow your thoughts to be still. So basically anything that will help to nurture your spirit and nourish your soul. And the last one is emotional self-care. This one has to do with being aware of your feelings. How are you feeling? Are you sad? Are you angry? Are you frustrated? Are you overwhelmed? Yeah, it's just about being aware of them and not suppressing your feelings, but rather acknowledging the fact that, oh no, this is how I'm feeling right now. And also feeling free to express them. And I know it's not easy for some people being all expressive and all that, but it takes practice. It takes practice, and we express our feelings in different ways, right? So the most important thing is just to make sure that you don't suppress your feelings, but rather you express them. And there are different ways of doing this. This can be through confiding to a friend, having a deep chat with a friend, or a psychologist or a therapist, just taking it all out. And I think prayer as well, it also helps. And then another one is through journaling. This is actually a very powerful tool that can help you to release your emotions and gain clarity. I've started practicing this and it's been working well actually. I started at the beginning of January. I try to do it every day. Yes, I know. And sometimes it's hard, but I always try to push myself and, have that discipline. Sit down and write. How was your day, baby girl? What are you grateful for? What do you think is it that you can do better? How can you improve? And it has helped me to become more aware, like to increase my self-awareness and also know what I'm doing right and what I can work on or improve. So it's a very helpful tool. It can help you to be more aware of yourself and also to gain clarity. I'm liking it so far. Yeah. Apart from journaling and writing the things that you're grateful for, one other thing that you can do under this category is to take some time off social media. It can mean taking an hour off every day. Maybe the first hour after waking up, make sure that you do not check your phone or you do not engage in any social media activities, but you just direct it for something meaningful to you. That's actually what I do on a daily basis. So you may want to just, maybe take some time to breathe, And yeah, that's definitely one of the ways or one of the things that you can do to get that peace and quiet. And most importantly, being compassionate with yourself. Compassion. It's very easy, or it may be easy for us to care for other people and show compassion. But when it comes to ourselves, we become very critical. And I'm talking from experience. Guys, this is a big challenge for me. I tend to be very critical on myself and I need to work on that. I need to just be kind, and things like forgiving yourself for the things that you did or you did not do, being kind with yourself and showing that love, that compassion, that care and kindness, because we deserve it, guys. We're not perfect, so we deserve it. So yes, guys, these are my suggestions and tips. I hope you found them valuable, and I'm sure you're aware that they are very simple and practical. They're not all sophisticated and glamorous. The point is to do something that is meaningful and fun, something that will make you feel better afterwards. It's all about making time to do things that you love, things that make you feel good, things that make you feel relaxed and also energized, recharged, revitalized, and also relieve your stress. That's the whole point. And it can be anything. It doesn't have to be costly. It doesn't have to be complicated. It doesn't have to be glamorous. Anything, as long as it's meaningful to you, it's fun, and makes you happy, then go for it. And remember not to feel guilty about taking care of yourself. You need it for you and for other people. I'd also also love to know what your self-care practices are. So please share in the comment section below what you do on a daily basis to ensure that your well-being is well taken care of. Can be anything that you know that if you don't do it, it's either you feel grumpy or you have low energy levels. Yeah, anything. So please share and yeah, let's chat. Cool. Until next time, please keep well, keep safe, and keep healthy.